In this video, you're going to see the arguments and strings and while loops. What do you do with them? So let's move to our agenda. Our today's agenda is we have to know what exactly is while loop and we're going to implement them in the Jupyter notebook. And then we'll know the types of arguments, implement them, types of variables and implement them, and we're going to know what are the string operators. And we're going to implement them too. So what exactly is a while loop now? So when while loop is used when you have to have both a condition and also a when you want to have a condition with a loop. So you can't just keep saying if. So you need multiple ifs then. So what you have to do rather than all these ifs, you can just have a while. So this one will work rather than all of these. So that's what exactly while loop is. Let's come to Jupyter and implement it. I'm going to create a new file in Jupyter. And now let's say coupons is equal to, let's say 5. We have a number of coupons, and so every time the user makes it late, the coupons is going to reduce to reduce by -1. So that is what it's saying. I'm going to say coupons is equal to 5, and I'm going to say sold coupons is equal to 0. So I'm going to say while sold is equal to 5 that time. That time we're going to print out the value of coupons. We're going to come out, and at the end we're going to print, okay, when sold is equal to 5. So when sold is equal to or when sold is equal to or lesser than 4, that time you print the number of coupons, and we're gonna say sold is equal to sold plus 1, and we're gonna say coupons is equal to -1, like this. And then we're gonna print the coupons are over. I am so sorry. So yeah, it's showing like this. Let's just make it like when coupons are greater than, let's make this value as 5. When sold is greater than 5, no, we have to say when sold is lesser than 5. Okay, yeah, when sold is lesser than 5, we have to say that. Yes, we are going to print out coupons 43210. So let's just do one thing. We're gonna print the number of coupons left are these many. I'm going to put a comma. Yes, the number of coupons left are these many. The coupons are over. I'm sorry. So this is how a while loop works. Let's move forward to our conditions in it, to our types of arguments. So first we have the positional argument, and then we have the keyword argument. So first one is the positional argument, second one is the keyword argument, default argument, and variable length. So these are all the types of arguments. Let's study them separately. So first one is a positional argument. Positional arguments are arguments that will need to include a proper position or an order. That have to have a proper position or an order. First you guys need to know what exactly is a function. A function is like we're going to say def walk. So here we have to check the conditions. So here we have the function, whatever we have to do in the walk. You can't always like give the list what you have to do while you have to walk. So rather than that, we're going to create a function and then call that function wherever we want. So that's what a function means. Inside the function, we're going to have a few arguments. So here comes one thing called as positional argument. Let's see what's it. So here I'm just going to say, we're going to print a message. So I'm going to say def. We're going to represent a function using def. We're going to say def, and we're going to say greetings. We'll just greet the person. We're going to say greetings, and here inside this parentheses we're going to have the the arguments. So first one I'm gonna say message, and the second one I'm gonna say greetings. So these are two arguments that we need. We're gonna print the message and the greeting. Okay, let's just say message and the name. Yeah, and after we come out, how we are supposed to call is we're saying greeting. Like this, we're supposed to call, and inside this, we're gonna put the message. So I'm just gonna say hi as the message, and I'm gonna say the name as my name, as Likita. Now let's run this. It's gonna say hi Likita. So this is called as the positional argument. So suppose you just say this as name. I'm gonna say name is equal to. It's gonna throw an error. That's because in the positional argument, you can only, it have two. You don't, like in the positional arguments, if first one is going to be the message, then we are supposed to keep it as a message itself. If you put it as name, it's going to throw an error. So that's what is called as a positional argument. Let's move to our keyword argument. So when we call a function with some values, these values gets assigned to the arguments according to the position. Python allows the function to be called as keyword arguments. When we call the function in the way, the order. So then what if we assign our values here itself? We're just going to say as message is equal to hi. Then what is this called as? Yes, so this is called as the keyword argument. So yeah, so this is called as the keyword argument. Let's move forward to our default argument. Yeah, so that one before, so default argument actually lets the values. There should be only one value for the parameter. So default function argument to have default values. If the function is called without the argument gets its default values. Default arguments in case of passing keyword argument. Order of arguments is not important here. Yes. So here we're going to say message is this and the name is this. Let me just delete this up. So this one is called as the, just give me a minute. Yeah, so this one is called as the default argument. We put our arguments here itself. You can just shuffle them itself. You need not to have the same, like, as we saw in the positional arguments, you need not to have the same, the same order. So you can see Likita hi, I have put this as name and this as message. So I have printed the message first. The message is Likita. Yes, Likita is printed. Name is hi. Hi is printed. So this is what a default argument is said. Let's move forward to our next argument. So our next argument is a variable length argument. So this variable length argument is very unique. So this variable length argument is basically called when you don't know how many arguments you need. So suppose you need a lot many of arguments. You need not to put all of them here. You can just use this variable length argument. Let's see how to do that. So for representing that, what you have to put is you have to put a star and after that you have to put a name. So let me just say it as ARGS, and I'm calling this here, and here I'm gonna say hi, hello, welcome. So it's gonna print out hi, hello, welcome. It's not gonna show an error that you don't know what are the arguments you didn't. So this is called as a variable length argument. You don't know how many arguments you need. So that's why you call it as a variable length argument. So now we know all the types of arguments. Move forward. Types of variables are here. So there's something called as global variable and local variable. So global variable is something which is outside the function, and local variable is something which is inside the function. Let's see it in Jupyter Notebook. So let me just say that, okay. Let me just say that A is equal to hi. And we're just gonna call A over here. So we're gonna print A. So this you can see the argument over here is called as a local variable. Here is called as a global variable. Let's run this. It's gonna throw an error. Missing required positional arguments. So let me just name this as AB and let's just print out AB. You can just call this over here. You can just call anything. Let me just say welcome something. It's gonna print out hi. So this is called as a global variable and this is the local variable. So now we know the types of variable. Let's move forward. The string operators. Next are the string operators. So first one is the strip, used for including the keywords inside the strip. Let me just show you guys. You're not gonna understand with the explanation of it. Let me just come down here and I'm gonna say a is equal to let's just take an input. I'm gonna say input of enter your name. Let's just take an example of name itself. And when you're gonna say enter your name, and I'm gonna say list, I'm just gonna call something called as AB is equal to just a list. This is a list of names and we're gonna check if your name is there in that. Let's just take a small list of 2. Okay, let's just keep 4. Yes, and now we have to check if it's there in here. So I'm gonna say if A in AB, then print out your name is in the list. Else print your name is not in the list. Yeah, so now let's just run this. I'm gonna enter my name. Your name is in the list. Now let's just come back here and rerun this. So suppose by mistake I put space and I put Likita. Your name is not in the list. So for this what we are supposed to do is we're gonna say if A dot strip, just an empty thing, in AB. So now I'm gonna give space and put Likita. It's gonna work. It's gonna work for sure. So this is called a strip. If I put R strip, I'm gonna put for my right side. So Likita, your name is in the list. Okay, let me just leave space in the right side. Your name is still in the list because right side we have left. And now let's make it as left L string. L string. And now let's run this. And to my left side, if I put a space, it's gonna work because we put the L string that says left side. It's gonna work. Space is gonna work. So this is what these are the three things we can do with our strings. First one is strip, second one is R strip, third one is L strip. These are the three you guys can see. So yeah, now you know about while loops, you know about string operators, what to do with strings, and also you know the arguments, types of arguments. That's great.